Hey everybody, welcome to Go for Green Living Homestead. My name's Daniel. And today, this video is about 5 questions you should ask if you're considering going solar. And they are the ultimate, the questions you need to know, you need to ask, you need to find out. I saw a video the other day, and it was a different YouTuber, and I agreed with 2 of their suggestions of the questions you should ask. I didn't agree with the rest of them because I thought that would, well, I just kind of thought that was not the proper message to be sending out there. So I'm redoing it, and I'm doing the 5 most important questions you should ask when considering going solar. Now the first one is, obviously, do you understand solar? Do you understand how solar works? Do you understand, the grid tie, microinverters, off-grid system? Do you understand that? Do you understand how they get power, how many watts that the panels produce compared to your electricity bill? If you don't, that's the first thing you need to do. You need to brush yourself up. Learn as much as you can about solar, and then you can move on to the next question and be able to, from an educated point of view, you'll be able to understand, when somebody tells you, I have 1,000 watts, it's a kilowatt hour, in the sun, 1,000 watts in the sun for an hour is a kilowatt hour. You'll understand that, and you'll be able to make a valued decision on your next move when you're considering solar. Now the second question, after you understand solar, is, do I have the location for it? Do I have a sunny spot? Do I have an open place on my roof? Do I have a location that could possibly support solar that would be valuable to me and my family? That is very important, because you can't put it in the shade. You can't just put it where it only gets 2 or 3 hours of sun a day. That's just not going to work well, and you won't be happy with your system. So the second question is do you have the location to be able to support a solar system? And that's number 2. Number 3, and this is the biggest one of all, and this is the biggest one, is government local regulations on solar. Some states don't allow solar. Some states allow solar, but you have to do this and this and this. You need to educate yourself and find out what your regulations are in your local area, and especially the power company, because me being an installer, I know you have to jump through so many hoops for the power companies when you're putting on a grid tie system, so that it's connected to the power, and you have to show them that the inverter, does what it does, and it cuts off power so it doesn't charge in the lines and stuff. So you just got to jump through hoops. And if you find out from your state regulations and your local regulations on having solar, you'll there again, you've got another educational thing that you know what you're going into when you're going into this. So, okay. And then number 4, what kind of system are you looking for? Are you looking for a grid tie where you're just pumping electricity through the grid all day long, so you're reducing your electricity bill? That's smart if you have a really high electricity bill and you can't afford a big system. You start off with a small one and just add to it, and then eventually your electricity bill will be 0. But now that system, if power goes out, you don't have power. So that's another thing with the grid tie system. You also have the micro grid tie inverters. They go to each panel, so that you can, they go to each panel, so if there's shading in part of your yard, then they don't lose voltage or amperage, charging, per panel, so it's just different ways, you can do things, whatever you prefer. But now, if you go hybrid, which is grid tie and off-grid, now that's the most expensive inverter that you're going to go out for. But like I've always told y'all, buy your inverter once, buy your equipment once. That was one of the questions that the other people would ask. Do you want to go monocrystal or polycrystal? Go the best. Just buy it once. Just do do it once. You know, even if you get to start off smaller, just buy the best and you won't regret it. You know, so buy the best and then move on. So what kind of system are you looking for? You know, it could be just totally off-grid altogether. You know, you're powering a cabin in the woods. You know, so once you know what type of system you're looking for, the next question is how much do I want to invest in this system? You know, to start with, to begin with, do I want to go all out? Do I want to put everything out on the line and just go put the complete system on there and, you know, just whatever. Or you could start off smaller. It's just, that is probably, and the most important thing you can do is, you know, figure out how much your budget is and then shop around for the best you can buy. I paid roughly less than $1 a watt for my system. I installed it myself, and I guarantee you can do it yourself. You can $1 a watt, you can do that. I know these other gentlemen were saying, you know, $3 or $4 a watt installed. I don't know in other states. You know, California is probably a lot higher. Everything's expensive there. You know, your state might be expensive, so don't take my word that you can absolutely have it installed for $1 a watt. But if you shop around and get as many estimates as you can, you're going to get the best deal that you possibly can. So you negotiate too. You know, I tell everybody, negotiate. Call these solar companies and say, well, this solar company gave me this price. You know, they'll beat it. They'll beat it because they want the sale. So, you know, just do that 3 or 4 times and you've got a good deal. You know, so anyway, guys, that's my top 5 questions you need to ask when considering going solar, because it's a life-changing thing. You know, it's like mine, I just had to rotate them today. You know, you have to be ready to work on them. You have to be ready to maintenance them, you know, or have somebody that's willing to do it for you if you're not able to. It's not much maintenance and not much work. It's just moving them, you know, 3 times a year, you know, so that's no problem, right? Everybody says, oh, you got to clean them, you know, certain clean, all this kind of stuff. I haven't cleaned mine in 5 years. They're still producing the same power. So, go figure. And I live on a dirt road. All right, guys, I hope y'all found this information useful to you. And if you need help, need advice, just hit me an email. I will send you down the right path to asking the right questions to find out what you want to do in your future. All right, guys, I love you, and I'll catch you on the next video. Oni Ove Ocha means I love you in Hebrew. Later, guys.